Hi, in the next few minutes I'm going to be showing you how to make some fish hooks, but not the modern kind. I make primitive fish hooks, and I use a variety of materials like gardenia root cordage and stuff like that, and I'm going to show you how to make all that stuff. And the primitive methods of fishing are quite a bit different than modern methods of fishing, but I think they're so much better. And after I show you a fishing hook set that I have and show you how to make the fish hooks, I think maybe you'll agree too. Here's some really neat fish hooks. See this one right there, looks like a buzzard's head. It's made with a split root cord just lashed around it. It's got two needles along the top there. They're held on right here. A little spot of pine pitch. See, there's a bent hook with a single needle, a cactus needle. This hook right here is a piece of wood that's shaped just like a goose body. It's fat down here on this end, and it goes real slender up at the top and makes a bent goose neck. And I put two cactus needles in there right there that run through the cordage to hold it on. So the hook isn't actually tied on to the string. It's the needles are passed through the rope, and so is the piece of wood, and they all bind up in the rope and it won't come undone. That's a fish hook shaped like a hand. You see the needle right there, the thorn. It's held by the fingers like that, held like that. And it comes out, the end of the thorn is stuck into the rope. And as you can see, the rope goes around the front and the back of the hand. So there's no way there's absolutely no way that can come apart. That's a really good hook right there, and you can see it's just spliced right into the rope wherever it's needed. Several of these on there if you wanted to, and every one of them would work fine. This is a wasp lure made with hair, that's hair, and a feather, and a bent piece of wood. And of course there's a thorn, a little tiny thorn right here on the back side that makes the hook. And you see the size, it's smaller than my fingernail. Yeah, those really aren't hard to make. Those are pretty easy. And you can see this is a D hook. It's got the bent piece of wood and a thorn, and it's lashed on with a piece of bark and a little piece of pine pitch. And this little piece of bark is for tying it into the cordage that it'll be mounted onto. And this is a toggle hook. See, it's just a triangle shaped piece of wood that came from a burl, and you drill a hole in it, you pass a root cordage in it, and you use two thorns to wedge the cord in place, and it doesn't come apart. That's a really good hook too. That's one of my favorite ones. And this hook here, it looks like an antlion. It's got two needles right there, and that's exactly what you do. You put ants on it. This hook you use to use ants for bait, and it's made out of a wishbone. And it's got it's got a cactus needle and a thorn together. They're real close together, and you stick the ant in there and you fish with the ant. And some of the other stuff you can expect to find is the root bobbers. Certain roots, when they die underground, they get real spongy and cork-like, and they make wonderful bobbers. That's what I'm going to be talking about with the next 2 or 3 minutes of this tape, is how to build a few fish hooks like that. The first thing you got to do is get a piece of burl wood like this here. It's got all the eyes and swirls and stuff like this. This one looks like a pig's head. So, yeah. And there's other shapes that you can find in the trees, but this one happens to be a pig's head. And what you do is you got to get the curved, bent pieces of wood off of it, and the eyes and stuff. And what I use is a chisel and a mallet to just kind of reach in there and get some of those pieces off. It peels them right out pretty good. Once you get a flake loose, you gently, very gently pry it off. You want to get well, that one broke, but you want to get as much of the wood as you can, and it leaves you with pieces that are shaped like this. And I'll take this and make this into a fish hook. And after you get your curled pieces of wood, what you do is you very carefully tear them apart. Sometimes you got to press them off. You can use a bone like I had there. You can rock a bone down on top of the piece, and you set it down on something solid and rock the bone down on top of it and break off the pieces. But you want to get something, it's a suitable shape, like this little round toggle fish hook that I can make here. The center of them is real easy to pop out. You can do it with a thorn. So that's a fish hook ready to go right there. And for curved fish hooks, like for this wasp right here, of course his wings are bent straight down, ready to have the pine pitch applied here and to right here. And I've tied it in place with a spider's cobweb, and that's plenty good enough to hold it in place until I get the pine sap on it. And once I get it pine sapped in place, I can put a little bit of cordage on the thorn here, wrap it with cordage, and then apply pine pitch again, and it'll be good to go. So that's what I'm going to do. But what you do, once you've got your hole in there, you run your root through the hole, just like that. And then you stick the thorn in, like that. Shove it in there like that. And it gives you a real nice hook, and you don't have to tiny knots. You don't have to do anything elaborate, you don't have to melt anything. So that's two different ways to make an excellent wooden fish hook. So a good foundation in fish hook making, wilderness fish hook making, is founded in the pine sap lamp and pine sap and burrow wood. I'm Trapper Jack Survival. Thank you for watching.